Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this week's virtual podcast with YOUmedia Miami. We are representing the Miami-Dade Public Library System, and I am Vianney. And to my right is...
What's up, y'all? It's Chris Miller, Ralph. And below me is... Chantel.
She ruined it.
Oh gosh, hey, should we keep going? I'm Chantel. I'm the specialist at Lemon City. Rachel.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm an instructor at South Dade Regional Library. And finally, we have...
It's me. I'm RB. I'm an instructor here at Lemon City. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Yes, let's go. And this week we're getting into friendships. We're going to be discussing everything to do with platonic relationships in our life. So we're going to make that clear. Only friendships. So I have a question for y'all. What is the difference between a friend and an acquaintance to you?
Ooh. I feel like a friend... All right, an acquaintance, right, is like, if I go to the studio and I know like one of the keyboard players, like, yo, we cool in that space. Like, that's an acquaintance. Like, I just happen to like just be there with you. A friend is like, I can be all the way in Tallahassee and like we on FaceTime for like, 2-3 hours. We just talking it up. We just chilling. Like I don't have to have a purpose to see you. Like, I can just pull up to your house and just whatever. Like, we chilling. I think that's the difference. I don't know.
It's a different comfortability level.
Yeah.
I agree. An acquaintance is someone that you're friendly with and you're cordial with. It's like a high and by situation. You may really like them or work with them, or you may know them through a mutual person, but you wouldn't talk to them about your deep, dark secrets like you necessarily would a friend. That's the difference for me.
Well, in the words of... forgot.
Roger Rabbit.
F is for fun, and R is for...
Oh, SpongeBob.
I is for...
Wrong.
I forgot the words.
Don't even know the lyrics.
How'd you get an I in there?
I don't know.
F is for friends, you do stuff together. U is for you and me.
Oh, it was for fun. It was not for friends.
Fun,
Never
not friends.
Fun.
You made up your own
Or anywhere.
No, definitely friends. You definitely, I think you, so believe it or not, you could still probably be more in touch with your acquaintances because, it could be work. It could be, a lot of times acquaintances are involved with work, or it could be, church. It could be any activity, activity that you're part of. But I think what Vianney was hitting at was on point, is that with a friend, it's the type of talks that you do have. It's the type of, things that you share with one another that you wouldn't share with an acquaintance. So,
Very true.
That's important.
So I have another question. I'm going to ask Rachel first. When you meet someone, whether it's your friends that have met you in the past or a stranger, what are their first impressions of you? But when they become friends with you, what do they actually find out or just get to know you better as an acquaintance?
Sometimes I've heard people say things about me that I seemed really put together or elegant or something, or put together. And then one time somebody was saying that I was really, that I'm really rude. But
Really?
I think so, because I hadn't actually talked the whole time I was at this party, but I just overheard people talking about me.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say that once people get to know me, they find more that I'm really, I don't know, like.
Are you gonna say not put together? Because at first you said put together.
That's a hurt.
So I'm like, okay, she's gonna say I'm not put together.
No, I don't.
I'm a hot mess.
But I will always be prepared. But I just, I'll be the person that does like bring like the, bring like the bug spray or whatever. But I'm not always.
No, that makes sense. I get it. Like you're not perfect or as like straight laced.
Like, I'm pretty. I'm not that smooth. Like I'm not that smooth. I'm definitely not that smooth.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Chantel?
Please, could you rephrase that question again?
No problem. So whether they're your good friends now or your acquaintances, what were their impressions of you when they met you for the first time? And now that they're your friends or your acquaintances, what do they feel about you now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a few. Usually it's something similar, I guess, to Rachel's. Definitely.
Really?
Yeah, stuck up, rude. Think she got it all. And I remember having a classmate tell me, like, when you walk in a room, this is someone who I had issues with too. And she admitted to me, when I walk in a room, I demand attention. And it could be taken as something bad as well, because you just own your space, really. Right. So yeah, it was more of she stuck up. Just because it's, I'm comfortable doing me.
Interesting.
But yeah, then they get to know me. It's like, oh, you're just almost the opposite. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about anyone, RB or Chris? You can jump in.
I actually.
This man got the mic outside.
Come back to you. Come back.
Okay.
He got the mic outside.
Can I drive? I gotta take a picture of this.
I know.
It's you, man. Just somebody driving by. This man trying to record a mixtape outside. Nah.
I feel like with you, what you see is what you get.
Yeah, like with me, I don't know. People like, it's the very opposite. People be like, oh, bro, you reckless. Like, you will say almost anything that comes to your head. And I'm like, that's almost true. But then when they kind of get to know me, they know like, oh, it may seem like RB's talking reckless or he cracks a lot of jokes. But compared to how he really can get, it's like, okay, he's very filtered. Like, very, very filtered. I'm not horrible, like a potty mouth or anything like that. It's just, y'all can see I like cracking jokes and playing a lot. So, but compared to how, on a deeper level, I'm very filtered. Trust me.
For sure.
Chris, he was setting his mic. Let's go.
You got to get the compressor ready.
I think people not knowing my ethnicity always surprises them. Mm-hmm. They don't know that I can speak Spanish. And then when they do find out that I'm Cuban, they're surprised that, because, there's a stereotype that Cubans are loud and act a certain way. So they're like, oh, that's not. Yeah, people would think that because the way I look, that either I smoke weed or I'm into drugs. Just being honest.
And that's
huh?
And that's quite the opposite.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I've gotten, some would think that also I'm gonna say ladies' man. Like I'm out here trying to, be promiscuous. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no. So it's, some first impressions is definitely either the way I look or, yeah.
Essentially, they're stereotypes.
Yeah.
Sometimes
yes.
people can meet you, which isn't good. They stereotype you of their experiences or what they've been taught. With me, I think I'm a type of person. What you see is what you get. So I think I'm pretty consistent. I don't think anyone has this idea about who I am. If they do, they haven't voiced it. Actually, I did have one friend. She saw me on social media before she met me. And one of my friends told her that I was attending the same school as her, that we should be friends. She looked at my social media and was like, oh, this girl is stuck up. She's going to be stuck up. Think she's all that. And then when she got to know me, I was the complete opposite. Like, I wasn't one of those bougie, stuck up girls that apparently that's what she read from my social media. So I think sometimes social media can give people a false perception of you. And back then, we weren't into branding yourself on social media. So I was just putting up regular pictures that were unfiltered, just really who I was at that time. So I thought that was interesting. Arby, you had a question. What was it?
I did. So because of this digital era, right? Everybody's like kind of on their phones, their iPads and everything. How do we make friends in this digital age? Like, have you guys made like digital friends or anything like that?
Low key. Well, I met my wife through video chat. I know these are platonic relationships. I'm just saying though, she is my friend too. So, but we met through video chat. When she was at North, I was at South.
Let her do her DM.
So, but no, what most people that I do, sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Most people that I do have online as either followers or friends on Facebook, haven't gotten a TikTok tip yet, but I knew them beforehand in person. Whether we were really good friends or we were classmates or whatever, and then we started following each other. But I'll have to say the only time I see myself actually making a friend, meeting somebody online, is for like a project. Like, hey, someone is, they do music videos or whatnot, and I'm aspiring to do a music video, so we work on something together, and then you build a relationship there. But to be honest, it's very rare. I remember first starting off, though, that was the thing, especially with MySpace, then to Facebook, that was the thing. It's like you would add all these people, you really didn't know them, and then you would try to get to know them. And obviously, a big part of that was for dating reasons. But, it's very rare for me now to find somebody online and actually become friends with them. It has to be in person.
Right.
What about you, Rachel? Like, do you find yourself making a lot of pen pals, or I don't know what it's all about, but like friends online?
I think there are people, I think there's a difference when you're interacting online. I would say I wouldn't really consider somebody that I just appreciate what they put out online my friend. Or, there's people who I might appreciate what they put out, or I know that they appreciate what I put out. That doesn't mean we're friends. I've been able to meet people through people that I know, putting me in touch with somebody for a certain reason. Maybe they're coming through town. Maybe they're both working in a certain area. That would be big for actually making friends. There has to be some kind of point where you jump in the water, so to speak.
Benjamin, joining in.
And other than that, I think for actual friendships, there are people that you will always be friends with, whether or not you even ever talk to them online. And there's other people where when you are friends, you start to lose touch. I've moved around a lot too in my life. So that makes a difference. There's people that I knew at one point in time, and I don't know them. I don't really know my friends anymore but if I were to see them, I know that we would spend as much time as possible together. So I still get to keep them in my mind through social media, but at a certain point, it's nothing. It's still, at a certain point, it just needs to be a real relationship in person.
Right. Hi, Ben.
What's up, Ben? So we got one of our teams joining us here, Ben, guitarist. We actually met him last. I don't know if you remember him, Chris, but we met him at last year's music camp. Yeah, so that's lit. How's everything?
Good. Everything's going great.
Cool. So I don't know if you've seen the flyer or not, but this week's podcast we're talking about friendship.
And get to know
how
your
to make
friends.
friends, and really getting to know your friends. So one of the questions was, like everybody is on this digital age, right? Somebody's on a phone, an iPad, or a computer. How do you make friends in this digital age? Do you make like digital friends, or do you prefer like in-person things?
So I probably do prefer in person. But like,
yeah, I'm sorry. This is just like strictly friends, so like no girlfriends. You're not sliding nobody DMs or anything like that. It's like everybody's cool.
Yeah, just friends. No, I would much rather in person. It's like a lot. I don't know, cause like when you meet them online and then you meet them in person, it's like, oh, this is not what I was expecting. When you meet them in person, you meet them online, you already know who it is, and it's like, okay, whatever. They're not a good texter or whatever. But when you text someone, like when you're like meeting someone online, like you always start with like hey or something, and then like at this point I pretty much just came up with like an array of questions. Like I start with like how you doing or what are you doing, and then I ask like what's your favorite song, what's your favorite music, what's your favorite, and just get to know the person, and then you become friends if you like you have a lot in common, and then you like I don't know. That's like how I would say making friends with the whole technology type of ages. Just get to know them with questions because it's kind of awkward. I don't know.
That's pretty cool. Deanna, what about you?
I don't have many friends that I've met online, I would say. I have more so acquaintances that I'm friendly with people online, like-minded people, whether it's like people that are interested in the same things that I am. There's always like different digital spaces for that. So it could be anywhere from like yoga instructors and self-care. I may connect with them online and have, converse with them through direct message. So yeah, I have like acquaintances. I do have one friend, but we didn't meet online at first. I met him in London because I was looking for a job and he owned a graphic design company and we just hit it off. And we sent each other emails for like, I would say almost 10 years now. And whenever he does come to the States, we'll catch up. And he literally became one of my best friends. Like would be invited to my wedding or any pivotal moment in my life, he would be included. So yeah, the basis of our friendship is a internet connection.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think Rachel had a question.
Yes. One question that I have is, do you agree?
Yes.
Do you agree with this saying, which I've heard before? You are the company you keep.
Yes.
Ben, how you feel about that?
I don't know. I'm still thinking about it.
You are the company you keep.
You are the company you keep. I've heard it phrased different. So I know you did too. Bad company corrupts good measures. But yeah, I've seen it so many times where like you have a like one of my friends, he was like really, really quiet. Just like just chill, laid back. And probably about like 11th grade year when he started hanging around like I guess the quote unquote wrong crowd, like Buddy was out here wilding, like just on some stupid stuff. And I'm like, just never stopped talking. And I'm like, okay, whoa, like where did this come from? But and like the people he was hanging around, everybody was wild. So I think that is true. Like, yeah, you are the company you keep. If you start hanging around wild people, you're gonna be wild. If you start hanging around quiet people, you just probably gonna be chill. And like, I don't know. But I also think it's like if it's you, like if you really have like a strong mindset, you can just be chill no matter like where you are.
Facts.
I agree. Birds of a feather is another one. Flock together. That one my mother's repeated a lot.
But not the bad company, good measure?
Yeah, not that one. But also I've heard recently, also, if you look at your 10 closest friends and their salary, or is it your 3 closest friends, that's basically your average salary or whatnot, because you are the company you keep. If they're just playing games, okay, what are y'all talking about, you know?
Yeah, no, I heard one similar to that. Like, if you show me if you start hanging around four broke people, you're gonna be the fifth one. Yeah, you're gonna be the fifth. Like, yeah, I'm like, dang, okay, give me some experience.
Their spending habits, their lifestyle habits, all of that's gonna rub off unconsciously.
What do you think, Ben? Do you think you are the company you keep, or would you say like the friends that you do have, you're all
similar? Yeah, I think I am the company I keep. I mean, it makes sense, but it changes a lot. Like, it's not just one. Like, I don't have one group of friends. Like, different days I hang out with different friends, so it changes a lot.
That's good.
But overall, you guys have like good morals, right? All your groups of friends, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so that's the commonality.
Yeah,
I'm the same way. Like you, I have a lot of different groups of friends from different stages in my life or different areas that I've lived.
Yeah.
But they all, like, to their core, are good people. All of them are drastically different in a lot of ways. But I do think you are the company you keep. I noticed when I was younger, I would hang out with a crowd, especially in middle school, that we just had 2 different mindsets. They were getting in a lot of trouble. They were trying to peer pressure me to get into a lot of trouble. They were talking about people, like, as far as like being really gossipy. And I think like your visual and mental diet and what you intake on a daily basis is important. And I noticed that constantly hearing gossip, it like internally you begin to gossip. You begin to like take in all of those messages that you're hearing on a daily basis. So I knew I had to like break myself away from that particular group of friends. Because all that negativity.
Could I ask, and related to that question, how would you guys describe your company now? Your current company of friends. You can start off with Ben.
Okay, so I have a pretty big family. I have like 10 people in my family, and also my grandparents are next door. Like my whole family is like around. So like overall, there's like 15 people I'm hanging out with right now, like every day, 24/7, because like and they're right around me. So I feel like I'm pretty close to my family right now. But before quarantine, this whole quarantine, I've really just been with my family. So like I've been very similar to my family. But before quarantine, I would say with my friends, I would put it into like 3 groups pretty much. One would be like the more music and like smart group, because like I moved up to the honors class in my school, and then like I became friends with all the smart kids. So that's one group, and when I hang out with them, my grades do get better, and my music does get better. So that's one of the better ones to hang out with. But another one is just more like a fun partying group where we go to parties, we go to concerts. So like that one, that's what we do. So like that, then like whenever I hang out with them more, there's weeks where I hang out with them a lot. We just go to South Beach and have fun. And there's sometimes I have just like the middle ground group where there's nothing like crazy. We're like really just in school friends, but like we do hang out a lot. We text a lot. Like those are the more the texter types of friends. So those are and like each one's have different personality, I guess. Yeah.
That's really mature of you to recognize that already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, can I recount your type of companies real quick?
Yeah.
You said music.
Yeah.
Music.
Y'all don't know Ben. You know, he's out there making music.
Yeah.
So that's
education.
dope.
Music and education.
Yeah, you said smart people.
Yeah.
That's 2, Ben.
You're educating. Educating the people.
Did you hear that? What's 2 plus 2?
Oh, what's 2 plus 2? 4.
Okay, just making sure. All right, so hanging around smart people, getting his grades up. Hey, so what he said, if any teen listens to this, if you want to, find a solution of how to get your grades up and your parents are tripping on you because your grades are not doing that good, tell them what they should do, Ben. Ben, tell them.
Should hang out with smarter people.
Yes, yes. People care about their grades. And then your third one was your party people, your party company, which I'm sure that company's took a toll because there's no partying out there no more.
Yeah.
Those relationships probably dwindling right now. And then you said you have, which is very interesting. I like this company. You said your texting company. You guys text each other.
Bro, pick up your headphones. Don't walk over them.
Yeah. Those are my groups. Yeah.
That makes sense. But I think even when you become adults, you have certain friends in your life. And you know how to like compartmentalize them. Like I have this friend. This is my church friend that I go to church with, and you know that they may not want to do activities that your other friends may do. And then you have your friends that you like that like to go out, but they're not interested in reading. Then you may have like your book club friends, or I hate to sound boring, like a boring old person, like a book club, but I like book clubs. Work for the library system. You may have like your book club friends where you can read books and discuss that because that's your interest. So I think that's really mature of you to have a grasp on that concept at your age.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So Biani, since you were already hinting at yours, what would you describe your company as?
Okay. So I have a lot of similar to Ben. I have a lot of group of friends, but I would say my core group of friends from college, similarities that we have, we're all people of color for the most part, and we are all people of color, and we're all from up north, whether we're from like major cities like New York City, different areas of Jersey, Philadelphia, but those are the commonalities. But as far as them as people, they all have very different personalities, but I can say they all are hardworking. That's the main thing. They're all hardworking. They're all goal-oriented and driven. They're very supportive. They're very like introspective individuals. They're always just trying to like better themselves and can take constructive criticism. And they're really a group of friends that pushes you to be your best self, and supports you when you're down. And that's what I look for in friends. We have like this little saying, like, if one of your friends is slacking, I'm trying to put it in like a appropriate way to say it. If your friend doesn't inspire you to be greater or want to achieve the goals that you have in your life, then that person doesn't need to be in your life. Like, we all should inspire each other in some way. So that's it. Those are my friends.
Definitely see the hardworking. There was another one that you named. Very supportive. Yeah, coming from the big cities. Is that a stereotype? Big city hard workers. I mean, I know there's lazy people in New York City, but
yeah. Lazy people everywhere. But I think like New York, if you come from New York, you definitely have that hustler mentality, because you're constantly, especially if you have goals and dreams that you're trying to achieve, it's like you do or you die. Like, you hustle or you get ran over, like, get out the way, because everyone is constantly working. People move to the city to try to make their dreams come true. So it's just kind of like in our DNA. I feel like for some of us, I don't know what happened to the lazies.
So could I just, another related question? This would be my last related question to this question. is there a company that some of you guys wish you could be part of? So either, like to grow, like, hey, I really do want to get my grades better. So man, I wish I could hang around some people who care more about the grades, coming from a student level. But and this could be for some of us to answer as well. Is there a company you guys wish you could step in to more that you're not currently in? Like here, so I'll go first. I low key. I do want, I do. I'm not gonna say I don't have any friends, but I do want to step more into people who own businesses and are like very experienced, because I'm getting there, and I do have some folks who are in that world, but to be more inside that company, to be more like, what's their daily life looking like? What do they have to manage, just to learn from and to support me. So that's a company that I would like to be part of, business-minded people.
That's lit.
So what about you, Arby?
Rephrase the question for me one more time.
Is there a company that you would like to be a part of, like that you're not currently in?
I want to be a part of. I guess like I'm almost there, but I want to be a part of people like, I guess a clique that has already like made it to where I want to be. So like, for example, like I want to be like close friends with people who were like executive producers for like Sony and RCA and stuff like that, because they know what it's like to be an exec on that major, level. So like I can just sit down and talk to them and be like, yo, what did you guys go through and things like that. I think that's what it's really all about. Like even when I make friends with people who are like at the level that I am, and then some friends who are really their mentors at that point, who've done what I've already, what I really want to do. So I think that's the group of people I want to be around. It's like big time music exec who's been there, done that, and just playing golf on their golf course. What about you, Ben?
I'm similar to Chris. I think like I want to hang out with like more like business oriented people. So I really like business, and I want to do like some sort of business. I don't know what, but any business really interests me. So yeah.
Yep.
Hey, in the future,
Yeah.
Once we get our business going.
Oh.
What's up, man?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
For the near future.
Nice.
I want to.
No, you can go, Rachel.
Oh yeah, I feel like I miss having friends that we were slightly jealous of each other in a weird way, because sometimes those are the people that will really push you, and maybe you do something similar. Like I haven't much been active as an artist really myself in a while, and I miss being friends with people who are more active as an artist, and females especially, because people that I can collaborate with, or just they send me examples of what they're doing, ask for advice, and we inspire each other, but we don't really necessarily use each other's labor or try to overuse, but we could at the same time be a little bit slightly pushed to go further by each other, by seeing how much you're doing or by seeing what you work on, and we could promote each other to work more.
Yeah, that's what my friends and I do. Like I'll shoot a video, my Johnny, he'll be like, nah, bro, come on, we doing that tomorrow. Like, no, we can do that so much better. And if I post something, like he gets all his people to like repost it and vice versa. I think that's pretty lit. I got a question. So what do you guys look for in a friend?
Low key, I think Rachel was answering that.
Yeah. I think all
So
the
Rachel,
things you guys have mentioned.
Okay, that's true. But what is like, okay, how about this? Let me rephrase it. What's the number one thing that you need in a friend? Like, above, they breath can be stank, but they gotta have this one thing, like, just this one thing.
Chantel?
All of my friends have, goals, goal-oriented people. I can't do anything else. If you have no hope for better in your life, why should I care? So, goal-oriented people, right? Dedicated.
What about you, Ben?
I think it's I would say probably positivity. Like if my friends aren't positive, then they're not really such good friends. Because like positivity, just being positive is like the main thing I would be looking for. Yeah, then it's like happier times, and everyone's just happier.
Happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say to have like a big heart to want to serve God, to love Jesus and love others.
Yeah.
I really click on that, and to be like-minded in that area. I see my friends that if we really want to grow closer, that's definitely an essential right there.
That's lit.
I would say respect for me. Respect is important, like having respect of other people's cultures, views, boundaries, and also having respect for yourself. I think that's important. I think that ties into so many different areas of your life. So respect, and also respect for your elders. I couldn't be with someone who doesn't, I couldn't be friends with someone who I see disrespects their parents or their grandparents, or just any elder for that matter in the community.
Why didn't you text me back? Why didn't you talk to your parent now? I'm just I'm imagining a conversation where you have to end the friendship.
Yeah, but there was one dude, and I think I'll go with Vianney. Like, it has to be respect. Like, not even like just for like between us, but like you gotta respect other people. I remember one time I was at like my friend's house making music. Well, not friend anymore, but his mom came in. She was like, turn it down. And he was like, get out. You don't tell me what to do in my room. I was like, oh, not with my parents. So I was like, let me stop hanging around Steve real quick so he get us both slapped. But how do you feel, Rachel? What's that one thing that you need in the friend?
Yeah.
I was thinking about it, and it's kind of hard to say. I feel like all of my friends have kind of been weirdos in one way or another. Like they have something about, like everybody has something weird about them, but like I guess a lot of my friends do really like nature, or they just kind of will have some factor of their existence that just did not really fit in with a lot of people at a certain point in their life. But you may not even know it now.
For sure.
That's it.
So do we have time for one round of bingo?
Yay.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, so we have a game of diversity bingo. Chantel's going to insert one of the links in the chat.
Try yours first.
Okay.
No, I mean your link. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to do to everyone. Take a peek.
Okay. So let me know when everyone has it up in a new tab, or whatever device you're using.
All right.
Yeah, I got it.
Everybody's good. Okay, cool. So I'm going to read the first one. Has been to a farm or a farmer's market. You're going to mark it off if that's correct for you.
Where is it? What happened to it? Oh, boom.
You may have to. Out of the country.
Is this about you or your friend?
About you personally.
Oh, okay.
But commonalities we have between all of
me.
us.
Okay.
Hmm?
Okay. So definitely
has seen the same movie more than 5 times.
Oh yeah. Especially the Disney movies.
If you speaks 2 or more languages.
Does half knowing it count or no?
Huh?
No. Yeah, I get it.
What?
But if you speak proper English
And Ebonics?
and then really slang.
No.
No. Does tongue count?
Listen to an audio book.
I did.
Bingo.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So mine has been to a farmer's market. This is bottom row, bottom 3. Oh, should I screen share?
No, keep going because I have.
Listen to an audiobook here at Miami-Dade. It was for work. I just listened to it. And speaks 2 or more languages. I speak English and Spanish. Oh, and by the way, being to the farmer's market, I used to work in the farm. My first job.
Doesn't it have to be 3 in a row?
Yeah, but his card is different. So could you share your screen, Chris?
Yeah, I'll share my screen.
Try it.
Let me share my screen so you guys can see. So y'all know I'm not cheating.
Yeah.
Rigged.
Because we all have
host disabled attending screen sharing.
Oh yeah, it is.
She said, "Ain't no sharing."
Can we enable it? No.
All right, Chris, you can do it now.
Boom. Look at that bad boy.
Lucky.
Hey.
You're supposed to get double bingo.
So for everyone, out of everything that Chris has checked off, who has something in common with him?
Me.
Okay.
I have been out of the country a lot of times. I've been to a farmer's market a lot of times. I listened to audiobook a couple of times. I've seen the same. I don't know if I've seen the same movie a lot of more than 5 times because I've seen the same movie more than 5 times, but not the whole thing. And speak 2 or more languages, a little bit, but not really.
Where have you been out the country?
I've been to Europe a lot of times, and Canada. But no, that's in the same country.
Nice. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Cool.
Been to, by the way, Cuba. That's why I'm on.
You've been to Cuba?
Yeah.
And you do speak 2 or more languages, Spanish. What audio book did you listen to, Ben?
I listened to one business one a while ago. I don't really remember the name, but and I heard other regular books a long time ago, like Harry Potter and James and the Giant Peach. But I was in 2nd grade.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is good. I love Harry Potter
and James.
Yeah.
Was that through the Miami-Dade Public Library system?
I don't know. Potentially.
He says laughing because they're like, shameless plug. If it is. Oh, that's cool. It's so funny because with audiobooks, I grew up listening to audio books on tape, on a cassette tape.
Yeah.
Super old school. My mom would rent them from the library when she would drive me into school. She would just play it in the car and I would listen to some of her books that she and it was pretty cool to listen to.
Cool.
Does anybody odd question, but does anybody currently have any titles checked out to them from Miami-Dade Library? Raise your hand.
3 books. I got 3 books. And they're all overdue.
Yep.
So call them, please. I don't know. I'm trying to get in trouble, but I can't go to the library.
Yeah. I just returned some books to the library near my house. I have a lot of books at home that I read, but we are using Linda The library has a lot of like online learning resources available. So different trainings on anything pretty much that you're interested in, like media related on Lynda. So how to use Photoshop, how to use Premiere, robotics. So if you have a library card, you can use those resources. You have before?
Yeah, a little bit when I was at the music one, but I want to do that more also, like the Photoshop and stuff.
Hey, I know we're coming to close to the podcast, but I really want to ask this question because I think this question is really good. And we can start off with Ben. Ben, tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Is it possible to have multiple best friends or just one best friend?
That's a really good question. I think it's definitely possible to have more than one best friend. Because I'll tell you why. Because let's say not boyfriend and girlfriend, right? Because boyfriend and girlfriend, it's only one person. You can't have more than one like official boyfriend and girlfriend. Otherwise, But best friends is a different thing because it's just like I just say you're one of my best friends because I have a group of best friends I have like let's say everyone in my school is my friend. I know every kid in my school. They're all my friends. Which ones are my best friends though? That's why I have multiple best friends. This one's and also like different best friends, just like the groups. This one's like the best friend for this. Like if I'm doing this, I want this friend to be with me. If I'm doing this, I want this friend to be with me. So that's my best friend for that, and that's my best friend for that. So yeah, so definitely possible to have more than one best friend.
But out of your multiple best friends, is there best?
No, definitely not.
I feel like if you got multiple best friends, then they're not really like best friends at that point. They're like your brother, your sister, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's how it is. Like with me, like Isaiah, he was one of the teams here a long time ago when I was a teen. But like when we go certain places, people are like, "Oh, you and your brother are funny," and I'm like, "No, that's not my brother for real. That's like it's my boy." He's like, "Oh, okay," but at this point, it's like that's your brother at this point. So you can have more than one brother or sister. Like
exactly.
Yeah, I guess like once you reach that point, you're like a brother. Like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
By the way, I agree.
You agree that you can only have one best friend or multiple?
No, multiple. Like
multiple.
But I do think that
I think I have
one person would always, and it is true for different areas, because me recently becoming a parent or being married, it hits different when your friends, they could relate with you in certain things. So you do have multiple best friends for like, hey, certain things. I get that, but I do believe there's always going to be like a friend that for some reason it's just, I don't know, closer.
Take the time.
Well, you know what I always say,
it's like tears.
That'll get me jumped. I can't do that. No, they on the same level. DeAndre would kill me if I was like, nah, Johnny's over you, bro, and vice versa. I don't know.
You don't tell them though. You know who to call. Yeah.
It's natural.
Yeah.
You were saying, Rachel?
Oh, I was gonna say one thing I always say is you can't make old friends for the most part. If somebody you've known and been friends with them for a really long time, they know what you when you were growing up and everything. You can't really go out and meet somebody that way to have that. So for me, it's like somebody I consider really my best friend. We don't even really have that much in common anymore, but it's just that we really know each other so well. And that kind of makes us
I think she froze.
I think she froze. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I say, it makes them actually beautiful because maybe opposite. They balance each other out in a very good way, basically.
True.
Same room.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of different schools and like cities in my life, and I find that in all those experiences in my life, there's seasons, and I've made at least one best friend. And like I think like we talk about like soulmates, it's not always romantic. It's sometimes your best friend could be your soulmate because you connect on such an intense level that you won't connect with no one, that they become more so like family. So I have like what I call little soulmates along the way, whether they're seasonal or not, because I have best friends from childhood that were strictly supposed to be in my life in childhood for whatever reason, or I was supposed to be in theirs to impact them, and then we just move on.
I agree with. I think there's hinting at something too, is that with a friend, there is a deeper relationship that you can have where they do become like as a brother, sister.
Yeah.
And I think that goes, beyond to. Sometimes you can have some amazing friends, but it's the ones that sometimes they could tell you when you're wrong, or you can tell them when they're wrong. Where like you guys are not afraid to, be there for one another in that way to really help each other. Sometimes there's other people who, though you're really good friends with, it's mostly, just either having a good time, encouraging, but it's not who you grow with. So
yeah. Also, there's another type of friends. You ever like be like enemies with someone and then you become like best friends with them? Does that ever happen? Yeah, that happens.
That's called a thin line between love
all
and
the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
A lot of my best friends now, like they used to we used to hate each other, and now we're really good friends. Cause like times change. Also, that's like a thing. Like you never know. And also, you could be friends with someone, then like you just stop talking to them, never talk to them again. Like you just don't like each other. Like it could go either way. But,
and that's okay too. You outgrow people. Some people are for seasons,
Yeah.
Definitely seasonal.
Or they outgrow you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Or they outgrow you. You just, I don't know.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I'm Gucci.
Has anyone ever had like
we don't
a
rock
best
Gucci no
friend
more.
they outgrew, or like it was like one of their best friends, but now they're not friends anymore?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Let me tell you.
There was my friend, we was in band together, jazz band actually. And like rehearsals, we would just be chopping it up in rehearsals, and then like he would come to my house or I come to his house, and we just like battling each other on the keys and whatnot. And then like when we graduated, it was like, and I think since like 3-4 years out of high school, I probably spoke to him once. It's like, I don't know, it's just like, it just kind of fell off. Like he went to, I think he's going to school to be a pharmacist or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, cool, that's great for you. I'm just gonna chill out over here and do my thing. So yeah, it's not like we had beef or anything. It's like, okay, you doing your thing, I'm doing mine. Peace.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot, for sure.
I think it also goes to those values that we mentioned before, that we do value in a friend. Like if none of that is there, or those same values are not there, sometimes friendships could be lost there as well.
Yeah.
For sure. Definitely. So I think that's all of our questions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we had this idea, Ben. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but we want you to propose a question for the viewers of this video. So I don't know if you have any questions that you would want to ask them. It could be random, related to friendships. And we want you to ask them to like comment our social media with the answer.
Okay.
So do you have any questions?
Yeah, let me think of one real quick. That's a
Yes. Do you have imaginary friends?
How about this? Something like, is there anybody you're hoping to reach out to? Is there a friend that you lost? And
that's a good point. Yeah, someone that you would want to go back to. Yeah, that happened to me before, where actually like me and a friend, like we just like partied, and then a couple of years later we got back, and now we're like different type of friends than we were before, but we're new friends again. But I actually just thought of a different one. What about like friends that are bad influences? Like, you ever be with someone that's a bad influence? You know they're a bad influence, and like you don't know what to do because like you want to be friends with them, but you're not sure. Like, should I do? Yeah. So like, what about someone like that? What should you do in that case of that? Yeah, just someone you don't want to get influenced by, or someone that, just you don't want to be around, but like they're still your friend. What do you do in a case like that?
That's a good question.
You love them, or you like them, respect them, but you clearly understand that they're a bad influence.
Yeah.
What do we push them to the side, or do we embrace them with love?
Yeah.
Yes. Comment. All the viewers, you heard Ben's question. Make sure you comment below, whether it's on our YouTube channel or our Instagram, and let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Oh.
So too. I shall comment. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Have a good day, everyone.
All right, Ben.
See ya.
You too. Thank you for tuning into this week's virtual podcast. Tune into Friday's virtual podcast where we have a special guest. Chantel will be hosting that podcast, so we're super excited. And y'all come through. It's gonna be a very, very, very special guest. RB actually found this individual, so should we shout her out right now? Shout her out, yeah.
We have Janae Tate of YOUmedia Miami coming here with us. She's the founder and CEO of that news network. It's an online news record. Check it out. HYLO News. Awesome stuff on there. Great news for millennials. And if you want to meet with her and have a live Q&A, go ahead and hit our description and DM YOUmedia Miami on Instagram for all the details. Let's go.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, Ben.
Thank you.